Hi, I am so excited that you're here, mostly because I've been so excited to do a love reading. And I will say, if you are not manifesting a love reading, I would keep on scrolling because I feel like not only am I really excited to do this reading, but either you're very excited to be getting this reading or the person that you are thinking about is very excited that this reading came across your algorithm. So, welcome. I'm happy you're here. I have two new decks that I am absolutely obsessed with and I'm very excited to use. This one being the main one. Hold on, I want to show you the front of it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's by Kat Pierce. And if you know the band The Pierces, she's one of the sisters in the band. So not only is she an amazing singer, but she is also an amazing witch, light worker, oracle, because I feel like if you can create a tarot deck, like, God bless. But I did shuffle these all before I started the video. I also smudged all of them with my Palo Santo, so I wanted to clear the space and make sure that whatever message was coming through was you and your person. So the way this reading is gonna go, I'm going to pull two cards to kind of show me what archetypes you and your person are in. So that's going to be the energy check. So if you can relate with you and that person, I would say congratulations, you have found a reading made just for you. If you relate with one and not the other, I would see if it's someone else in your life that might be trying to get through, or maybe think about the fact that that person might have a skewed perspective of themselves or of you, because that's very possible. But I'm also going to pull a card for the overall energy, so that'll give you an idea of whether this is the correct person, because that overall energy will not be tainted and biased by any of you. It'll just be what the universe sees here. So then from there, we're going to pull some cards. I'm also going to pull some messages from your person. And then we're going to just get some guidance on what to do going forward. But thank you for being here. We're gonna start with the archetype that each of you are sitting in. So like I said, I shuffled these beforehand, but I'm gonna split my decks on camera and just put the energy of whoever you're thinking about into this and be okay. That was quick. So this first one's going to be you. So you are the tiger, okay, which makes sense. Like, that was very aggressive of you. No, I'm not judging. Let's see, who is the tiger's person? Who? Okay, let's do one, please. You got a few people? Like, are you a player? No, okay, I'm just messing with you. Whoa, if you are a player, the oyster person was like, no, it's me. And I'm having some not very PG-13 thoughts in my head. So if you are a player, know this oyster person is like, this is it. This is it. Okay, so here we go. Let's start here. Actually, no, I want to get, I want to get the overall energy real quick. So this is one of my new decks. I am so excited. It's an oracle deck. It's freaking amazing. It is the Oracle of Novice Witches. I definitely recommend, if you're wanting to get a deck, if you can go to a store in your area that has them, do that. If not, Amazon is completely fine. 90% of my decks I got from Amazon, but I will say there is something special about when you can get the deck in person. I had not purchased a deck in person in a very long time, and these two were my first that I had purchased in a long time in person, and it just felt really nice. So yeah, okay, hold. What is the overall, oh, baby, Oh, my cat wants to join the party. What are you doing, Rosie? What's the energy here? And know that whenever my cat joins the okay, we had to jump out. Whenever my cat joins the videos, I see it as a good omen because cats are extremely spiritual. They cleanse the space. My cat is one of my spirit guides. I've had a few cats pass on that I feel like are my spirit guides as well. So just know that whenever my cat is here for a reading for you, even if she's just like in the background chilling right here, it's a good omen for you. So the energy we have here is mind with enlightenment being a keyword, and William Blake with creativity. Okay. Yeah, I like both of you guys' individual energy, and I also really like your energy as a whole. So I guess let me start with the tiger person. So I'm going, like I said, the tiger person is the person watching the reading. That is the assumption, so that is you. If you relate more with the oyster person and it's flip-flop, that's fine. Just know that you might be like hearing things from the wrong perspective, but maybe you need to hear them from that perspective. But anyways, okay. So with the tiger person, I like this energy a lot, and I myself can relate to it. So you are someone that is so powerful, and you have gone through so much. Like, I literally keep hearing you have earned every single stripe that you have. You have had to face some battles and challenges that not a lot of people have, or maybe a lot of people have experienced those things, but not all of those people have experienced as many as you have. Like, say that there's like a list of 10 traumas and you're in a room with all these people, and most people are like, okay, yeah, I've experienced like 2 out of the 10. And you're like sitting there like, oh, I've experienced like 7 out of the 10. So yeah, oh, it's making me sad. You've gone through a lot, and going through all of that, you've had to walk in solitude. And and when I say you've had to walk in solitude, it doesn't mean that you don't have friends or you don't have a lot of loved ones around you. But even when you were around all of those people, you didn't feel like you were part of a pack. Like when tigers are not pack animals, they're not like lions where they have a pack. They live in solitude, and the only other time they're with another tiger is when they're either mating, or if they're a mom raising their cubs, or if they're a cub with their mom. So while you've had people around you that loved you and you loved them, you never quite felt like you were a part of that, or like they were your people. Or maybe you had moments where you felt like they were your people, but something happened that like really let you down, and you went back to being in solitude. And I can relate to that yeah, I'm not gonna get into that with me. Well, I can relate to that. I have some people in my life that I love dearly, and I know that they love me, but I have never really found my people, and that's actually kind of part of my personal journey. I'm so sorry. I hate when you guys can't see things and I don't realize it until I'm like halfway through a reading. Sorry, oyster person. It's fucking annoying. So I can relate to that because I'm searching for my people. And that's one of the reasons why I've gotten to the point where I'm comfortable doing things like what I'm doing now. If you had told me months ago that I was going to be doing what I'm doing now, but like, what? But here I am. So with the tiger person, they've had to go through a lot, and they are starting, well, one, they've really connected with their emotions, and two, they're starting to build this fire within them that is starting to open their eyes to something greater. I think for a really long time they've had to kind of be tunnel visioned on not necessarily survival mode, but what they learned was a good way to like moving throughout the world. Like it made the world predictable and they felt like they were in control, which we're never really in control, but it helped and I can relate. But I think they're starting to get to a point where that's not really doing it for them anymore. They're needing some color in their life. And I think that is kind of where this oyster person is coming in. So if that resonated, awesome. Cool. I'm so happy you found me. I love your energy, by the way. But oyster person. Oyster person, well, I can relate to the tiger. I can also really relate to you as well. And I want to make sure you can see. Okay. Ooh, you are sparkling. I don't know what you are doing for yourself. I don't know if you are finally coming out of your shell, if maybe you've been really comfortable in yourself for a while, but you are finally comfortable expressing that to the world, because there is a difference between being like internally confident and walking with confidence, but like not wanting to feel like you're stepping on other people's toes or like you're flaunting it. And then there's also like that next step of being like, I don't care if people are annoyed that I'm flaunting it. I'm living this life once, and if I'm feeling pretty today and I want to share that, like I'm going to share that. If I want to take some selfies, I'm going to take selfies. If I want to pose in front of this, I'm going to do it. So you're finally getting to a point where you are feeling unapologetically like yourself. And if you're not quite there, you're definitely getting there. And maybe this is a sign from the universe to you that you're not being conceited, you're not being narcissistic, you're not being egotistical. You are allowed to see the beauty and believe in yourself in the way that you see the beauty and believe in your friends. Like when your friends are feeling down about themselves and they're like, oh, I feel ugly, I feel this, I feel that, and you're sitting there like, oh my God, no, you don't, you're this and that. Do that for yourself and feel no shame in it. And I know that's easier said than done because I myself am working on that. But yeah, you're getting to a point where you are just hungry for more, and you are wanting to begin to bring light into your life. And if you see, it's this oyster and it looks like she's either starting to open up her little oyster shell and light's coming out, or she's shutting it and there's stuff coming out, but there's little specks of light all around it. And the way I'm interpreting it is you have all of this light within you and there's all these little like specks of light outside of you, and the moment you truly open yourself up, you're going to be able to integrate it all. So I mean, that's like the main, like, oyster person. Like, I mean, I do have more to say about you. You have been through a lot, just like the tiger person. And when you think about an oyster, they live in solitude too. Like, they do not live in little oyster families as much as I wish they did. And have you guys seen Alice in Wonderland? And there's that heartbreaking scene with the little mom clam and the babies, and all of the babies get tricked and they get eaten. Okay. When I saw that as a child, it fucked me up. Like, I do not like watching Alice in Wonderland because of that scene and many others. Like, still to this day, it creeps me out. I hate everything about it. It's so creepy. And like, hate me all you can. Like, shape me in the comments if you want, but anyways, the oyster person is a lot like the tiger person in the way that they have had to go through a lot, and they've had to do a lot of it alone, and that doesn't mean that they don't have a good support system or that they don't have loved ones in their life, but they've never had somebody that could be the backbone for them, or if they did, it felt conditional, or it felt like, yeah, I keep hearing the word like it wasn't reciprocal, which I think the tiger person can relate to a lot. And I think one of the energies that is maybe not inhibiting this connection, but something that in the back of both of you guys' mind causes you both to overthink is the fact that you're both used to being in situations where you're givers and someone is just drastically taking, and for the first time you are maybe with somebody that is giving and you don't know how to take. So it's causing this not necessarily imbalance, because it's not an imbalance because you guys just don't know how to weigh it out yet, but it's just causing this like confusion and maybe like a friction or a standoffishness, because like I said, the usual dynamics and roles that have worked for you guys in the past aren't necessarily working now, because you've met somebody that is willing to be your match and is your match. Like they're your counterpart. Like they want to do this with you. They don't want to just take from you. They want to give to you, and like they want to give to you a lot. Like this oyster person is very fiery about the tiger person. And I actually want to read really quick what William Blake, and by the way, with this enlightenment and mind card, like I said, you guys are, I think, both really in your heads about this, because you keep trying to figure it out with the tools that worked for you in the past. It's like you have this puzzle, and in the past you knew where each piece went because you knew the dynamic of things, but now that you have someone else and the usual pieces aren't fitting where they do, you're getting really confused. And I think instead of just letting go and seeing what it feels like to go with the flow, you keep trying to make pieces fit. Like you keep trying to give, and then you get frustrated when the person is like wanting to give back. Like it, instead of just like surrendering and receiving, and then after you receive, you give a little bit. And I can relate to that, because I in the past felt like I was in relationships where I had to win the other person over, or I had to give a lot. And maybe that wasn't necessarily the case if I were to look at that back then objectively, but in the moment it felt like I had to be that way. And maybe that's the case for you guys too, because I feel like it's causing you both a lot of mental turmoil, not in a sense that this is an unhealthy connection, but in the sense that you're both having to work through some patterns and behaviors that are no longer serving you and no longer would work in a healthy and nice relationship, because I feel like that's what you guys have. So, and like you guys are literally water and fire, like you're the perfect like yin and yang. But hold on, with William Blake, I just want to see what he says really quick, and then we're gonna get into the actual tarot. But if this is resonating, I'm so glad. Like I said, I really like you guys' energy, like for real. I completely get it, because my head is my own worst enemy. Whenever I can turn it off and just like tune in with how I'm feeling and get out of like the social constructs that we've that we've built in our head about how things should go, and then like, no, we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that. I can make decisions from a place that feel genuine to myself, but like I said, that's easier said than done. And I haven't posted a video in like 4 or 5 days, and it hasn't been for a bad reason. It was just because I really needed time to myself. I was in my head about some stuff, and nothing that it was bad. I was just really working through some things, which was really good, and I've been able to work through, but it just didn't feel right in the moment to read because I felt like my brain was literally in flames, kind of like this card and kind of like your head. So it just didn't make sense to channel any energy. But with William Blake, really quick, it says, I'm not going to read all of this, but as an oracle, Blake represents poetic gifts, urging us to be inspired, create, write, or paint, to look at reality through new eyes. There are no limits to the imagination. Yeah, so like I was literally just saying, sometimes you need to just get out of your head and look at things differently. Look at things not through the eyes of society or what people expect, but what feels true to you. Like one of the things I'm working with, and I have to be careful because sometimes I worry that people I know will see my channel and like tell other people that I know, which that's my own thing I'm working through. But like for me, it's sometimes you have feelings for somebody that you shouldn't have feelings for. And I don't mean like in a really dirty way. Like I mean somebody like, what's an example? A best friend, somebody that you work with, a best friend's sibling, like someone that's like close to you in that kind of way. Or you shouldn't want to do something, like maybe there's something that some people would consider a little bit reckless, but you can do it and it's not reckless and it makes you feel connected to yourself, like whatever that is. Like for example, for my stepdad, he loves to go scuba diving, and I think that is so scary. So like to me that's like super reckless and crazy, but to him it's not at all, and to most people it isn't. So like I said, get out of whatever constructs you've built in your head, especially if there's something about this connection that you feel like other people wouldn't be approving of, because so long as you guys are both consenting age, like over 18, and you can both consent, like it does not matter what other people think. It really doesn't. So long as you're not hurting yourselves or hurting other people, get out of your head about it. So if that resonated, so excited. We are 22 minutes in. Geez. I always think they're gonna be short little readings, and they end up being not super short little readings. But yeah, this is my new deck that I'm obsessed with, and she is a handful. And I will say, if you follow other readers and you see them shuffling bad boys like these, they got some strong hands, and I am working on them. They're getting strong. I literally am starting to get calloused. I did not want to shuffle all this on camera because it took me like probably 10 good shuffles to feel like it was really, and I was not gonna do that. I think it probably took me like 10 good minutes. But like I said, they are strong and I am getting there. So the day that you see me shuffle this bad boy on camera, like please leave me a comment, because I might feel, I'm sorry, I got like a cat hair. I might feel too bashful to say something, but yeah. Okay, so what do we wanna, let's see. Okay, I'm going to do the top row of how the tiger person feels about the oyster person currently. So this is since the last time you guys have interacted. So how you have felt since your most current interaction. And same for the oyster person. So top person tiger, bottom person oyster. And then we'll get some cards on base. Let's let's see how that energy feels, and then we'll go from there, because I hate to say something and then, you know. Okay, so Spirit Silver. We get, okay. Oh, okay. Can we get 4 more cards? Have a tiger. About come on, tiger person, work with me. Open up. How do you feel about him? Because the high priestess really. Three more, unless you're gonna like fight. No, I want 3 more. Don't fight me on it, please. Okay. I get 1 more, and if not, oh, that was a lot. Okay. I know you feel kind of guilty about fighting me on it, but here, you know what? We'll take these, and then we're gonna just take the bottom of the deck. Okay. So, I love this. Okay, how does the oyster person feel about, maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's, okay, the oyster person here watching this, can we get 2, well, I guess, okay, well, those 2 did not want to go in, and you saw that. Okay, great. What do we have at the bottom of the deck? Justice. Ooh, okay. That feels right. Okay. And in case you're wondering, no, it does not matter what order they're in. It's just the energy. But if I feel like I need to put them in a different order, I will. So, let me move everything. Oh my gosh, it's clearly my first day on the job. Okay. That will do. All right, hold on. Let me just take a moment here. Okay. Let me yeah, okay. Actually. Ooh, okay. Interesting. It's interesting because, well, I don't know what I expected, because I didn't expect anything, but the energies are almost, oh, no, I guess that makes sense. Oh, oyster person, I want to cry. You've been through a lot. I'm sorry. And if you're still feeling closed off to this connection, it's okay to open up. And if it is a tiger person watching this, know that if the oyster person has been closed off to you at all, it's because they really care about you, and they care about you a lot more than they expected to at whatever level you guys are at, because I'm getting very different from like just beginning to talk to have been dating for a while. But know that they've been disappointed by pretty much every person that has mattered to them in their lives, and they're very worried that that's going to happen with you. So if they felt distant from you or closed off, or they haven't shown you recently how much they care for you, I would say talk to them, because one, you deserve for them to show you how much they care about you, because they care about you a lot. But also, I think they're just going to need like a little help cracking open that shell. And thankfully, you're a really strong tiger, so you can do that. But what do I want to start with? I was gonna start. Okay, I'm actually gonna start with the oyster person. So, the oyster person, like I said, has been going through a lot. They are really opening themselves up, or whether they're willingly opening themselves up, they feel a force outside of them that is prying them open. And I think that they are starting to see the light within them that is shining when that happens. And outside of them, I'm sorry, my throat is hurting so bad. So if yours is too, or maybe you feel like you're holding back on like speaking your truth, that's a thing, because like, ooh, it's stinging, and I hope I'm not getting sick because I have big plans tomorrow. But actually, hold on, I need to drink water because, ooh, I don't like that. Okay. Wait, I feel better. Yeah, if you're holding something back, definitely speak up about it. It's not as big as you're making it in your head, and I'm telling you that from someone that's a big overthinker. But yeah, the oyster person is really feeling like they are transforming yourself. So we have the Three of Swords here. We have Death. The Three of Swords. Yeah, because I want you to see that stack. It's beautiful. We have Death. Page of Pentacles. The Three of Cups. I love this card. And the Seven of Wands. So yeah, this person has been through, I'm hearing just every kind of pain you can experience. And if somebody else were to, oh my goodness. Ooh, yeah. If what I'm saying is triggering some of you guys, I would definitely say I don't know, I'm qualified for this. I would definitely say the best advice I can give you is, if you can't find someone that can do Reiki over you, find someone on YouTube. And I don't mean this in like a scary way. I just mean like, you need to clear that energy. I watch them almost every day. So like I said, it's not a scary thing, but you either are kind of fighting back on realizing this or seeing this about yourself, or maybe this is just starting off for you and you're just now starting to open yourself up. But oyster person, when it comes to their feelings for the tiger person, they feel all of this turmoil and heartache within them. They are just now beginning to get a grasp of. And when this tiger person came along, it kind of inspired them again. It lit a fire within them again. It made them realize that maybe there is a world outside of their shell, and they see a lot in the tiger person. They quite literally view them as a tiger. They see them as somebody that is very agile, very stealthy, very like they see you as someone that is just very attractive and very sensual, and you carry yourself with grace, whether you're a man or female. You just carry yourself very well, and you have a proudness and elegance about you. And if you're someone that is trying to put that energy out into the world but you don't necessarily feel that way, like you being the tiger person, know that like you're succeeding, because this person definitely portrays you that way. But they see a lot of potential in you, and they feel like they can create something with you, but they definitely have doubts that creep in, like I said earlier, because they've been so let down in the past. But I do think with Justice being here, they do feel like you are different. I think they see you as a counterpart. They see you as someone that they feel a spiritual connection with. And I would say, especially if this is someone that you recently met or someone that you've been dating for a while, but the moment you met them, you felt something very strong, I would say that this is confirmation that they feel the same way, or they have always felt the same way. And whenever you guys have moments of like tension, that is something that always like brings them back to you. The fact that they do feel like there is a deeper connection here. And I feel like you do as well, with Justice being at the back of the deck. And I think, Tiger person, like I said earlier, you have been let down a lot in the past, but I think you have also found solace in being a backbone for other people, where I think the oyster person is a very solid and dependable person for the people that matter to them. But I think the tiger person has, what's the word I'm looking for, has learned to cope with what has been done to them by almost like overexerting themselves in other people. And I think that originally that's one of the things that drew them to the oyster person. I think originally they wanted to help the oyster person in some way, or they felt like they could teach the like I'm almost feeling like there was like something over the oyster person. And I think originally they thought that that was like all that connection was. But I think as they started to get to know the oyster person more, they started to feel like, no, there's something bigger here. Like, yeah, they, yeah, with the high priestess here, I mean, yeah, so hold on. So for the tiger person, we have the high priestess. I'm sorry I'm not showing you the cards. We have the Six of Cups, which, another beautiful card. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands, which I think it's interesting that the oyster person's last card was the Seven of Wands and the tiger person's last card was the Eight of Wands. So it's kind of really funny. But anyways, yeah, the tiger person definitely feels a very strong attraction for the oyster person, and they feel like the oyster person is what they have been manifesting. With the Nine of Pentacles here, I think that they have been really grounded and really mindful about what they have been attracting into their life and what they have been wanting their external world to look like. And I think the oyster person is the kind of person that they've been wanting to bring into their life, which is beautiful, because like, if you're the oyster person, how cool is it to be like literally what someone has been dreaming of? That's freaking amazing. But yeah, they feel excited when they think about the oyster person. And I would say, if there's any, like out of the two of you, anyone that's a little bit more like standoffish, I would say it's probably the oyster person. But I think depending on where the tiger person is on their journey of being more comfortable with their emotions and putting themselves out more, they could also be a little closed off, because I think with the Five of Pentacles, the tiger person still definitely has moments where they struggle with getting the help that they need. And like I said, this goes back to you guys figuring out how to do that give and take. So real quick, but yeah, overall, this is a really wholesome connection. You guys really want to give each other the world, and I think if anything, the main challenge that you guys are going to have, which isn't even a challenge, is learning how to give part of the world to the other person and then taking the other part that the other person wants to give to you. Like, you can't give someone the whole world, because then they won't have anything left to give you. But yeah, I think that's beautiful, and I think a lot of that is just going to have to come with learning just to surrender and let go and trust the process and be vulnerable, which I get is scary, because I'm the kind of person that I'm very action driven. I feel like if I have someone that I like or I care about, I have to like put my all into it and like steer the ship almost, when it's not necessarily about that. It's relationships are about two people, and it's about equal give and take. Especially in the beginning, you don't want to set the standard that you're only giving. Like, you don't want to be a martyr. You don't want to do that to yourself again. And I'm not saying that you're going to do that, or that either of you are going to do that, but I would just, heed that warning that you don't want to fall into that, because you both deserve to receive. So I want okay, yeah, I want to just see one card of advice going forward from Spirit, and then I'm just going to take some messages from your person of whatever they're thinking. I always like to see like what is literally on their mind. So Spirit, what is something that's going for, okay. The Hanged Man. Yeah, do things different. Like I was literally just saying, I'm not even going to draw any more cards. Yeah, do things different. Don't keep trying to make this relationship fit the narrative or whatever relationships look like for you in the past. This is new territory for both of you. So I think you guys need to just be willing to go with the flow and look at things from a different perspective, and have trust that even if you're dangling upside down from a tree, you will somehow untie yourself. I probably would not be able to untie myself. Like, I would be done. So that would suck for me, but hopefully you're good with knots. But Spirit loves a challenge. But yeah, this is literally, this relationship is going to teach you guys a lot. Whether you guys have the balls to get it going, or whether it just becomes something where you always feel a spiritual connection with somebody and you wonder what if, which that doesn't sound fun. But either way, you guys are going to get something out of this. And I hate that my throat still hurts, because I get sick, I'm gonna be so upset. I'm actually going tomorrow to a spirit festival that they're doing in my town. They have all these like holistic vendors and readers and mediums that will be there, and people selling their cool little stuff. So I'm really excited to go. I'm gonna go with a few friends, and it's gonna be really fun. So maybe that's a thing, like if you've been wanting to check something out like that, like do it. But okay, what if there's anything that the oyster person could say to the tiger person? Spirit. I'm sorry. Oh, oyster person. Okay. Can we get a couple more? Yeah. I don't know if you don't watch tarot readings often, or maybe you do, or maybe like you're curious about this connection, but you don't really. But I will say I don't often have such, well, I will say I definitely do not have such a hard time shuffling cards usually. So, make me work for it. Okay. So first one is, I know I crossed the line with you. I feel you even though we are apart. Yeah, if you guys aren't talking as much as you would like or the other person would like, I would say it's definitely mutual. Just being near you is intoxicating. I definitely feel that because you guys are definitely very physically attracted to each other. Like there is a spiritual connection, but you guys are both fiery with like for each other with those wands there. And I'm starting to understand our connection. So yeah, I think both of you are, like I said, opening up to just looking at things differently and having a different perspective. And actually, I'm feeling called. I'm gonna just see some messages from the tiger person for the oyster because I feel like, I'm gonna say I've been pretty gender neutral, but that's not what I'm trying to say. I've been pretty, being neutral. So if you related more with the oyster, let's just see what the tiger person is thinking. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the feelings whoa, are very mutual. Okay. And don't like just go with the flow, which I get it. It's easier said than done because sometimes going with the flow for me feels like, seriously, you want me to go there? And yeah, sorry, one of my friends texted me and it really distracted me because she's going through a lot. Okay, but tiger person are lying to you, so take that as it resonates. Like I said, take any of these as they resonate, and I don't think I said like I said about that earlier, but yeah, take them as they resonate. My life is not as together as it seems. So yeah, like I said, I think the tiger person walks around with this confidence and this grace that a lot of people think that they are okay and they haven't gone through anything, and that's not the case. So I know I was a distraction from your pain. So maybe if you guys have been physical and you guys kind of took a step back because you felt some feelings, getting maybe that energy, that could definitely, 4747, as I said that could definitely be a thing. But again, take them as they resonate. You are the best thing in my life. Ooh, I am not available. So again, take them as they resonate. It could definitely be that they don't feel like they're emotionally available, but I would say I think they are lying to themselves. Yeah, I want you. Yeah, they yeah. Oh, at the bottom of the deck, sometimes I stay awake thinking about you, and I think both of you feel that way about one another. I want to walk out of this reading feeling like you guys are actually going to take some steps towards one another, because if you don't, I'm going to be so pissed off because you guys have so much potential. And I always say, ultimately, this is your life and you can make whatever choice you want, but it is rare to find people that don't want to suck you dry, and I do not mean in that kind of way, but like emotionally don't want to suck you dry. So the fact that both of you have found somebody that wants to give to you as much as you want to give to them, I think that is at least worth taking a chance on. So please do. Don't cheat yourself. And I hope that gave you some clarity if you were wondering if this was genuine or if it was reciprocal, and if there's any kind of distance between you guys, especially if that distance was created by you. I would say if you feel called to, reach out to them. If it was created by them and you feel called to, or it feels okay to reach out to them, I would definitely do that. But know that ultimately you can make whatever choice you want. But I personally, just me, this random stranger on the internet, think that you should give it a chance. So I hope this resonated. I really enjoyed sitting in you guys' energy. Yeah, oyster person, the tiger person thinks that you are a badass. Like, they think that you are so fucking cool and a spiritual baddie. And if you don't see yourself as like a spiritual, and you can be any gender, by the way, if you don't see yourself as someone spiritual, then maybe they just see you as, maybe they see something that you don't see in yourself yet, but maybe they just see you as someone that is extremely powerful. And to them, that signifies someone that is otherworldly. So they think you are ethereal, otherworldly, amazing. And tiger person, the oyster person, literally, hold on, what was the one card that I really like? Yeah, Three of Cups. They feel so just comfortable and at home, and they feel so lucky to feel that way around someone that is appearing like ferocious. Like, they love that they can see this different side of you that you have shown them, and it makes you even more attractive and even more regal. So if you're worried that showing your emotions to them will make them think that you're this like weak kitty cat instead of a strong tiger, know that that is not the case. If anything, they think it's so fucking attractive and cool that this tiger has emotions and feelings. They find that so attractive. But yeah, you guys are attracted to each other and also connected to each other, and I definitely do agree with you if you feel like there's a spiritual connection or a higher power that brought you guys together. Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, I love this energy. Thank you for reading, or blah, blah, blah. Thank you for sitting, God, with me through this. I enjoyed having you here, and I hope this resonated and gave you some clarity, because that was my goal. So know that you are loved. The universe is with you, your spirit guides are with you, and if you ever need any guidance, know that you can just talk to them in your bedroom, in your car, wherever you are, and they will answer in their own way, whatever feels right for you. But yeah, you are loved. My kitty loves you too, and I will see you next time. Bye.